After the big play to Tyreek Hill, he's not out there right now for the Chiefs. Mahomes, play fake. Mahomes showing off the cannon arm. Knocked away. DeAnthony Thomas, the intended receiver. Derwin James. Chargers are in the dime. Mahomes steps up. Mahomes caught from behind. Derwin James is everywhere. He's in motion on the outside. Mahomes out of the pocket. Watch the clock. 8 seconds left. Mahomes trying to set it up downfield. Mahomes throws the bomb. Out of bounds. Derwin James. It's incomplete.
Buffalo knows McCoy's got to be a factor in this game.
We kind of got that feeling in both conversations. The one with McCoy as Allen is wrapped up and ripped down. Wow. Derwin James, the rookie who plays up on the line of scrimmage, was able to pick up his second sack of the season. Allen 10 of 17, 166 yards. Pressure's coming. And he is wrapped up and taken down by Derwin James. That's the 5th sack of the day for the Chargers.
In this area of the field, when the quarterback has that much time.
On third down. Goff to the end zone. Intercepted. Picked off by Derwin James. The rookie continues to impress.
San Francisco 4 of 7 on third downs in the opening half.
Derwin James.
Beathard chased by Ingram. And James as well. And they combine on the sack.
Situation now, so it's a little different for them.
On first down, short pass, and this is Jalen Richard, and Richard trying to break away.
A fresh set of downs for Cleveland, just as the Chargers defense about to get off the field. Look at Mayfield escaping initially, but then he is buried. Derwin James, Damian Square able to get to him for that.
4th and goal from the 1, and the flip goes to Dwayne Harris, and he's not going to get it, and the Chargers hold.
The Cardinals are 3 for 3 already in third down success. Rosen has all day to throw and knocked away. Fitzgerald's only catch of the game. Rosen with time, and it's intercepted at the 35-yard line. Derwin James, his second pick of the year.
Both quarterbacks are throwing for 113 yards, and Ben throws, and it's going to be picked off at the 8-yard line by Derwin James. Past the 30, he goes. Villanueva is able to get him down at the 44, flag down on the run back. Roethlisberger surveys on the 3rd and 6. Under pressure, fires into traffic, and that's incomplete.
Third inactive tonight, 3rd and 6. Jackson out of the pocket, throws incomplete, trying to get to Hayden Hurst. But that other terrific rookie on the field tonight, Derwin James, says no. And the Chargers defense.
This defense coming out with 6 DBs to open things up. And Jackson still has it. And going to tackle for about a 1-yard loss. It could have been 4 or 5, but Hogan in the slot to the left as Gronkowski moves around a little bit on first down. And again, they get to the ball carrier before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
So that you never really get off the ball when you're here like you would if you're at home.
There's Ingram.
If the league doesn't, because they don't run fit. All these defenses stop the run from shotgun now, right? And if it's first down, then there's only 1 or 2 runs. You see motion by
White able to break the tackle. Gene, you might have a thought on that.
And now he's got his first NFL interception, and Denver takes over with great field position in the red zone. Lindsey on the carry and chased down by Derwin James.
On their own 39-yard line. And the pass to Fournette, and he's going to be tackled by Derwin James, and the Chargers will take over on downs.
Plenty of snow-covered fun. Carr pulls it down a couple of times, now throws it out to the side, and the hit is made on Jalen Richard right away by number 33, Derwin James.
2nd and 10. Thompson in the backfield, fake to Hill. Off to Thompson looking for a block. He got one from Schwartz and then brought down by Derwin James, who's all over the place. Another tackle for him, and it's a loss of 4 back to the 40.
As Fitzpatrick dealing with some of those exotic pre-snap looks. Fitzpatrick feels the pressure. It was Bosa. Throws on the run. Dangerous window, and it's incomplete. Looking for De'Ami Brown.
Back to Zeke. Nothing there. He's bottled up for a loss of a couple.
Or we should just hand the ball off. What do you think, Jonas?
Twice in the last 3 plays. Pass to the side, far side, and immediate contact by James on Lamb. Oh, you see it right here?
No, he's got it covered. He'll never get it on this one.
Looking his way, and the pocket collapses on Prescott.
3:20 to play. Carr. Intercepted. It's Derwin James.
Chubb is in. Peoples-Jones in motion. Look out from behind, and down he goes. James on the blitz. It's a loose ball on the field at the 22. They came over that left side, and Derwin James, the second leading tackler.
Just the fact that he saw a little bit there, and the way those two communicated has obviously helped today.
It's Chubb, nothing doing there. Hit by James again, loss of a yard. Yeah, is now, or rather Hudson is out the right tackle. Second down, 19. They go right by Hudson. They dump it off. And Hunt finds no place to run, no place to hide. Tillery there. They throw him for a 1-yard loss to JB and Boomer Esiason in New York.
And you've got to get pressure and try and get him on the ground if you want to have a chance.
On 3rd and 7, he has time. Crossing pattern. That catch is made by Josh Oliver, and the ball is out.
With the Buccaneers. Dime package, 3rd and 15. Jones hums it in there. Catch made by Bourne. Redirects. Oh, he loses the football. And it's recovered by Adderley.
But when they want to work it downfield, you got backup corners in for the Chargers. Work on the perimeter.
Cannot convert on a 3rd and 1. Brandon Bolden gets stuffed on the play.
3rd and goal now at the 11-yard line for Minnesota. Cousins over the middle, deflected and incomplete. Derwin James nearly stole it in the end zone.
Is when they had the negative play of the no game and they got stopped.
The pitch for Javonte Williams trying to turn left side, going to lose yardage as Derwin James, the leader in that Chargers secondary, comes up and makes the hit.
The running game here to take over while the quarterback position gets settled.
This is Javonte Williams, and Williams hit behind the line of scrimmage, and his forward progress is going to be just inside the 10. Kaiser White, the first to make contact.
And right now you have a 14-point lead right before halftime.
Block. Throwing. That is Derwin James, and there are penalty markers down. Let's see how this unfolds.
In the way they've handled their business. 3rd and 7. Rush coming, and Burrow, a dead duck. Derwin James leading the charge. Adderley there as well. Locke talked about Fant's maturity level. 1st and goal. Fake it. On the boot. Locke. Catch made. Okwebunam is bottled up.
Carr flips it to the outside and then taken down. Tackle made there behind or close to the line of scrimmage.
Blocked by Jacobs. Oh, they get him from behind. Coming through with a terrific play from the safety, Derwin James.
That's about 1 every 7 dropbacks. 3rd and 16. And they blowed that play up in the backfield.
Yeah.
Until at least Pat signed his contract.
Right.
2nd and 6. Look out. Gets away. Throws. Finds the open man. You're talking about Kelsey. And he gets down at the tube. Did the ball come out? Did the ball come out before the tackle?
Mills incomplete, looking for Howard right around the line to gain, and it was Derwin James manning him up, and it's 4th down.
Look at all this space to try and work on Jackson.
Chubb looking for running room, doesn't find any. and goes down at about the 4-yard line after being gang tackled.
They're on the 45-yard line with 50 seconds, sitting at 1st and 10.
Going to give it to Kareem Hunt, and Hunt can't escape the tackle by Derwin James.
Another blitz. Derwin James is there for the sack.
They're down at 3. Mariota under pressure, and he is sacked once again. This time it's Derwin James.
Brock Purdy, the last pick of the draft, Mr. Irrelevant, is the backup. It is Garoppolo with time and firing in the middle. He brings it down. And he's lost the football. He threw him down before he was down, and it's recovered by Asante Samuel Jr. So the turnover here.
Dion, he had 62 receiving yards, Chris, in the first quarter, I should say. Only 4 in the second and early third. Mahomes in trouble. Finally sacked. Derwin James, we told you, he comes from everywhere. He's as good as it gets in the secondary, and he comes up with a sack of Mahomes.
With a 1st down and 10. Connor again. Beecham was pulling. Blocked in there by the tight end, Williams. Fumble on the play. Chargers think they've got it, and they do. Sebastian Joseph Day falls on it. Well, both these coaches go for it on 4th down, regardless of where they are. 4th down, less than a yard. Murray. And he's got Hopkins, and intercepted on the play by James. One All-Pro against another. Interception, and the Chargers take over.
Chargers do come with extra men on the rush. Throw to the sideline, up for grabs, and it is intercepted, I believe. No single signal yet. Derwin James. And the catch is made. It's a pick.
3rd down and 5. Wilson throwing end zone, and it is deflected and incomplete. Derwin James got a hand on that one.
Tua. Broken up. What a play. Going for Smythe. Terrific defensive play by Derwin James. The highest paid safety in the NFL. Comes up with a beauty. 1st and 10. In gold is the fullback. Leading the way for Mostert. They get away from Matt, but not James.
In motion. Tannehill. Slant.
Helmet to helmet there.
Derwin James. Flags come in. Westbrook Akine slow to get up.
Just a few, right? Only 354 and looking for more and getting it. As the ball comes out, Bell dropped it, and it's recovered by Derwin James. Blake Bell made the catch. Looked like he had the 1st down yardage, but then coughed it up on the contact. 2nd and 10 as McKinnon bounces off the back of Kelsey and fights to get back to the line of scrimmage. So Bosa, the last 2 plays, has
4th and 3, Chargers brings 5. Bagent in the middle, and it is intercepted. Derwin James, after the contact, comes away with the pick and goes out of bounds.
Quick throw, Garrett Wilson. Ball's out. And it is no signal yet. They're going to give it to the Chargers. Wilson was loose with the ball. Forced fumble by Alohi Gilman, and that ball came out.
At the 22, Gibbs the running back. Make it to him. Play action, sidearm throw, and a loss on the play. One of the tightest spirals with a lot of zip on it. Look at this play as James comes up and gets the tackle behind the line of scrimmage on Gibbs. And a loss of 3.
As we hit the 7-minute mark left in regulation. 3. Blitzer. Zappi never had a chance. Derwin James lights him up.
Wilson chased out. Throws, and it's incomplete.
I got 6. Ready. Rock it. Like 20 seconds. Go, go, go.
Stidham's in trouble. Stidham trying to get out of trouble. He's still in trouble. Down at the 45-yard line.